Hey folks, so welcome to the July, as in July, delivered on time, Nerd Block. July Loot Crate unboxing. Uh, you know, once upon a time, so when I started doing these videos, I used to do head-to-head unboxings. That is to say, I would have one box on camera, and I would have the other box off camera, and when I unboxed one, I would directly grab the next one and go into it. And then once I started getting a few more subscriptions, I decided to not do that because I was turning in 30-minute videos, and I knew that people weren't going to stick around and watch that. So I broke them up. I no longer did. And the other thing is I started adding other boxes, and it was just too unruly to do it, head to head to head to head to head. That having been said, if this was a June, or if this is a unboxing video that I did in the month of July, you've seen my video for Nerd Block for July, Red, June, and it was just this would have been no contest. Acrylic dog turds could have been in this box, and Loot Crate would have still probably won. But I am trying to keep things positive and upbeat as I go in here, because if anything else, Loot Crate, save me. You are my only hope. I'm still looking on social media, and more people are just kind of having this collective "what the fuck" moment with regards to Nerd Block right now. If you are Loot Crate, this is what we call a business opportunity. Geek Fuel, business opportunity. Super Geek Box, business opportunity. Start turning out kick-ass boxes and start delivering them on time, and we might eliminate one of the players from the Nerd Hunger Games. So, let's go ahead and take a look in here. If anything else, I would really like to have a good geek-themed box this month. Like I said, I know Nerd Block Classic was a dog turd because I reviewed it. I'm already seeing people who are getting the Gamer Block rated M, and well, it's more of the same. And I'm just bracing for my Gamer Block E. If anything else, please, Loot Crate, I'm begging you, remove the suckage and the sting that one of your competitors has inflicted on our community. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. I'm going to do the shirt first. Usually in the past, I tend to do the shirts last. Okay. And I know you're sitting there thinking, it's a great back of a shirt, Panda. What the hell is on front? I'm just taking a second to kind of survey this. I'm liking it. So what we have here is, I'm going to have to figure out, there we go. So what we have here, A, is a very large shirt, a 3XL. Oh my God, I'm green screening. Holy shit, I wonder how this is going to look on the green screen. Hold that thought. I didn't even think about that. All right, so as not to green screen sabotage this, the first thing that we can see there is a pattern. There, I'm just trying to. So we have a pattern, kind of like a shell. Only big disappointment. Y'all missed the opportunity on this. You could have totally done a double side. Like if you had done that shell pattern on the back, the shell pattern on the back would have been awesome. It'd be like what, an extra 50 cents or a buck to do the double-sided screen, but to put this pattern, pardon me, on the back of the shirt would have been absolutely incredible. However, like you saw before I realized that I was green screening, we have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pattern. So we have the classic, the animated version, the second version to come out after the original comic book. So we have the Playmates merchandising, the old turtle van there, and on top we have, that was one that I had to take a look at. You have Michelangelo on top, and the other three inside the van. I love the shirt. For one, I've always been a big fan of green as a color. Even though, again, this is going to be very interesting to see how this works out in post-production when I apply my chroma key. But great shirt so far. Again, if anything else, it's not recycled stock. Nerd block. All right. So the next thing we see here is the Bob's Burgers box. And I don't know what the hell is in the Bob's Burgers box. The Bob's Burgers book publishing. It's a book. All right. So one thing I will say is, at least we're seeing a little icon here. This is supposed to be an exclusive. Now, one thing is, Bob's Burgers, I pontificate as I try to open these things. It's one of those shows that I tried watching several times when it was on Netflix, and apparently it is not on Netflix anymore, so I don't know where it is. It's one of those shows. I had friends who would go on and on and on about it, like, oh my God, Panda, you gotta watch the show, It's funny, it's amazing, and I tried binging it, and, for a big old fat dude, this is like the one burger that I just don't have a thing for. You'll see me talk about some shows and licenses. I just don't. I don't have a good weed connection, so I can't watch some of these shows as they were intended to be consumed. Which means pretty much everything like on Adult Swim, with maybe one exception that we're going to talk about here in a second. Like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I tried, and I would bet you that if you got me high once and sat me down in front of a bunch of Aqua Teen episodes, it would be the funniest damn thing ever produced. Sober, didn't do a thing for me. And I say that because, likewise, Bob's Burgers, I tried watching, and I tried watching, and I tried watching, and it just didn't do a damn thing for me. And I had friends who say, well, that's because, Panda, the first 2 seasons sucked. Start with season 3. Okay, so I started with season 3. And again, about 4 or 5 episodes in, it's kind of like, why the fuck am I watching this again? So, I will say, though, so what we have here is, this is kind of a cool thing. Again, Loot Crate, thank you for not handing in a shit box this month. So, these look like recipe cards. So what we have here is how to cook a basic burger best. We have some cooking instructions, and what we have here is these seem to be recipes for burgers that were featured on the show. New Baconings burger, season 1, episode 1, human flesh. A classic all-beef patty topped with lettuce, cheddar cheese, onion, tomato, and bacon is what George Washington was fighting for. It's what the Statue of Liberty wishes it was holding instead of a dumb torch. So use the freshest ingredients you can find down to bun. So, obviously I'm not going to go through the entire thing here. Sweet Home Avocado Burger, Texas Chainsaw Massacred Burger. Oh, God, really? Blue is the Warmest Cheeseburger. Totally Radish Burger. Oh, stop. God, I'm quitting right there. I can't take the puns anymore. But, again, man, this is what I look for when I subscribe to these boxes. I've never seen the show. I don't really like the show. But something like this is kind of cool. This is unique. You can't buy this off of a shelf. You can't go to Diamond Previews and get this sent to your comic store. You can't go to like a liquidator, a toy liquidator, and buy these up in bulk to put in your boxes. So I'm really, damn it, yes, Loot Crate, yes. You are doing it. You are fixing it. The taint of your competition is leaving. So, again, let's see what we've got here. So, we have can koozies. And I will say, so here we go. It is a koozie 2-pack from Futurama, and again, I'm sorry, Futurama. Sorry, purists. It simply says Slurm, which I can only assume is something that was on the show. And again, if you watch these videos consistently, Futurama is one of those shows that it kind of came into my life at the wrong place and the wrong time, and with way too much hype. When the show was released, what was it, 99? It was everything, from the creator of The Simpsons, from Matt Groening, from the creator of The Simpsons. The expectations were so high, I just watched 1 or 2 episodes and just wasn't feeling it. And it was one of those shows where people said, watch a few more seasons, go later in. And I went later in, and it just didn't do a damn thing for me. But still, kind of cool. We are not much of a can household. But, I might keep it, or maybe I might put it in a raffle package for the convention that I run. Let's see here. So the next thing we have is a Rick and Morty, I think, a figure. Rick, Peace Among Worlds. So, of course, I know it's wrapped in plastic, and, I'm getting around to it. Take it out of the plastic, and then take the item out of the box, and let's see what it does. I knew something was going to be in here from Rick and Morty, because I've seen them using this license to sell the block in my social media feed, and I will say, you heard me say a little while earlier that about 95% of the Adult Swim stuff I cannot appreciate because I don't have access to a good weed dealer. Rick and Morty is like that exception. It's, oh God, I don't know if I could take this into my office or not. I think that if my boss didn't have an issue with this, I think that my dean might have an issue with this. Rick giving double middle fingers. I am definitely keeping this. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if, some of the stuff that I get from these boxes, I will take in the office just because, they are kind of conversation pieces. I do not think this is going to be one of them because, well, I like my job. And oh, look at that. Yep. Explicit content right over the double middle finger. So I will be keeping this. However, like I said, this will not be taking the trip with me onto campus. But again, it's a fun show. If only it's because it's just so it's so brutally frank with regards to language. Ever since the beginning of April, I have been using the phrase "I've got to go take a shit" when I leave a room. Especially if things are starting to fall apart. And again, we have here a Loot Crate original. I don't know, man. Maybe Loot Crate knew that Nerdblock was going to start sucking severely. Hello. Yeah, maybe they knew that Loot Crate was going to start sucking severely and decided to, put out one really good kick-ass box as a way of just really rubbing salt in the wound. Because like I said, even though, I don't have like a franchise affinity, the stuff in the box so far has been pretty good. I will say 3 items plus the pin, or in this case pins, we'll talk about that in a second. The t-shirts, you guys probably could have thrown at least one more thing in there to put one more thing in there. Again, I will say, everything does not look, everything looks original. So in other words, there's none of this off-the-shelf stuff. But yeah, So here's the thing. So I was looking in the box, and I saw just like this. They were facing down. And my thought was, and again, if you watch these videos, one of the things that I really love about Loot Crate is the pins. If you talk about a company really upping their game and coming into their own, I probably have in my room somewhere the old Loot Crate pins that I got like back in 2014, 2015. They really put some money and some quality into these. Really, really put some money and quality into these. And these are, even if I don't dig the franchise, even if I don't dig the topic of the pin, the pins are probably the high point. That is the one thing. I'm trying to start to think, now that I'm upping my game on these unboxing videos, I'm trying to start to think, a few ways to kind of differentiate myself from the competition. And I think what I'm going to really start focusing on is each box, what is the one good thing that each box does well? Because I know that I have people, I'm thinking about subscribing to this, and they'll watch one of my videos. So like, what is the one thing that each box does well? And I got to give Loot Crate, the one thing they do well every month is the pin. I mean, if you look at this, you can see the raised edges on it, the detail that they have in there. This is just bloody exceptional. And for some reason, I got two. Thank you, Easter Bunny. So I think what we're going to do is this. I don't need two. And I know that I have. So here's the thing. Y'all are going to have to answer this question. I always have people who say, they're always asking me for the pins, or they're asking me for something on the pins. And on the back it says, this pin unlocks something epic. I don't know how it unlocks something epic, but here's what I'll do. And y'all are going to have to kind of bear with me a little bit on this, if only because I am slammed schedule-wise through the beginning of September. So we'll do a little contest. I have this spare, sealed, untouched by my fat, greasy, burrito-stained fingers from lunch this afternoon. I have a sealed Bob's Burgers pin. And I currently have just about 200 subscribers. I think I'm just a little below. So let's do this. Let's do a subscription drive. If you are old enough to remember the days of NPR, kids, leave the room and go bring mom and dad back in here. If we can get my subscription count up to 250, leave a comment. And if my subscription count is 250 by the end of September, I will pick one of the people who left a comment. And if they are subscribed, I'll send it to you. Now, the reason why I say that is that means having to go to a post office. Going to a post office means taking time away from work. The campus at which I work is kind of in a rural area. There is no convenient post office. However, I'll send out the extra one. I talk about engaging people who are viewing, and why not? So, there we go, folks. We also have the magazine for this month. And let me just make sure. Oh, there's something. Oh, hang on. All right, there we go. I can't lie. After the Nerd Block episode, I always get a little skittish when I look inside the internal documentation and I see an edition. We'll talk about that in the Nerd Block video that I'm going to make later today. Let's go ahead and just kind of do a very quick flip. So again, the theme of the month is animation, and everything fits that perfectly. Unlike the Kick-Ass Women theme that has like the Scrooge McDuck t-shirt in it. So we have animation. We have Dawn. Look at you. I don't know Dawn, but she is rocking the hell out of that Teenage Mutant Ninja t-shirt. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles t-shirt. And wow, again, this is going to be interesting in post-production when I green screen this. Let's see here. How to build Bob's Burgers. So it is a interview. Okay. This month's pin. DLC. Okay. Cosplay for your shiny metal cans. You guys are really upping your production on this. I'm liking this. Instead of doing like the one page with all the stuff. Seriously, God. Loot Crate. I gotta say, I'm really digging this. Don't snooze on the next Marvel crate. Really? You guys do a Marvel crate? Since I now have 2 less boxes that I'm subscribing to, spoiler alert, I may have to take a look at this. Let's see, what else? Unlock the mystery Secret Order of the Keys, transform your crate. I might, you know what? Under most circumstances, I tend to throw these boxes away, even the loot crates. But I'm kind of digging that. Yeah, so yeah, the crate actually turns into a little box. This is something that I might take to my office because if anything else, it won't get me fired. The calendar, the community. And there we go. All right, so let's just take one quick look here. Color URL, animation destinations, tune into fun. Oh, okay, so that must be the key thing. Well, maybe I'll work with this later. All right, so there we go, folks. To recap, we have a subscription drive. Get me to 250 by the end of September. Leave a comment in this particular entry. And by the end of September, if I am at 250, if you have made a comment and you are subscribed, I will contact you about sending this your way. So that is the Bob's Burgers pin that is going to stay sealed. This is the Bob's Burgers pin that I'm keeping for myself. Thank you for the 2 pins, Loot Crate. We have the Futurama, Slurm, Can Koozies. We have the Get Me Fired If I Take It to Work, Rick and Morty double middle finger statue. We have the Bob's Burger recipe card deck, which, you know, again, don't watch the show, but I think that is an awesome, awesome idea. And finally, we have the not going to be unfolded, but probably going to play with the living hell out of my Chroma King when I do post-production later today, green Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles t-shirt. So there we go, folks. At this point in time, if you would like to subscribe to these and watch these on a regular basis, please, by all means, hit the subscription button. I would say, I'll give you a preview. 2 of our boxes are no longer going to be joining us in the future. Currently subscribing to Loot Crate, Super Geek Box, Geek Fuel, and I gotta say that Marvel Crate, did not know you guys were doing that. Poor social media, poor outreach. I may start subscribing to that Marvel Crate, and let's see how it takes a look. So there we go, folks. That is your July 2017 Loot Crate. If you want to leave a comment, please by all means do. If anything else, I'm not sending you the pin unless there's a comment and you're subscribed. So there we go, folks. I will see everybody for the next box, whichever it is. So until then, be good to each other, and stay safe out there.